wanna know his secret?
What is up, guys? Grenader here, long time no see. Today we'll be making a very different video. What we're gonna do today is something different that I haven't seen on YouTube yet, and it's kind of unique to my own channel because since I rely on editing and stuff like that, hopefully this will be interesting. So this is a wheel of just randomness, and we're gonna Photoshop these two things into each other, if that makes sense. So it's a Photoshop tutorial, but it's fun and different. So let's get right onto it. About to click to spin, and come on, baby, let's get something nice. All right, Italian, seafood. Okay, Google. Alrighty, so thanks to Google and the search thing, these are the two pictures I have found. So here we go. This is Italy and this is seafood. So let's get right into this video and let's open up Photoshop. And here we go. This is the educational part. So here we go. You can either follow along, or what I'm gonna do basically is I'm just gonna do my thing, and I'm not gonna go step by step as I usually do, but I'm just gonna go, you know, in general, just do things the way I do and just point out things that might be helpful. So it's kind of like a commentary, you know, kind of things you do when you're making YouTube videos. So this is basically gameplay, if you will, but you know, just do as you please. So right now I'm getting all these things inside of Photoshop so I can mess with them. Let's see, I didn't really check the resolution on these pictures, but thankfully this Italy one is just the right size. And we're gonna put Mr. K up here, Mr. Krabby. All right, so I need to crop him out because this is not the right environment for him, because this isn't professional at all. So here's where Photoshop gets pretty complicated. So I zoomed in a little bit, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the pen tool, and I'm just going to select his body, but you know, kind of loosey goosey, you know what I mean? Because it's better loose. Things are better when they're loose, because that way they're easy to manipulate, and that way you can do whatever you want to do a little bit more precisely. So what's pretty hard about using the pen tool is that sometimes you mess up and you don't want to start over, but you kind of have to, because if you don't start over, bad things happen. As in, like, you mess up and you got to start all over, and you trying not to start over makes you start over. I don't know, just stuff like that. But now that we're done cutting him up and cropping him out, if you will, we can move on to the next step, which is actually doing the cropping. So I've connected all these lines. You can see the path. What I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and click make selection. You can feather it if you want to. I'm not going to, because I'm raw like that, and I'm going to hit Control J, or basically I'm duplicated the selected area, so when I turn off that bottom layer, here we go, it's Mr. Krabs. And actually I think it's too late for that, but I think I would have done it would have looked better with a 1 point or 1 pixel feather. But regardless of that, let's keep moving on. And as you can see, there's still this stuff on the inside. We can get that as well with the pen tool, just on that same layer that you have selected. Just roughly do all this, and obviously I'm not really taking my time, I'm just kind of doing this for the sake of time. But if you were actually doing a project for either a client, yourself, and you want to make it look professional and whatnot, I'd zoom in to every single little bitty pixel and actually do, you know, good work. So what you do here at this point is that you hit E. Now this is a different technique, because if you duplicate it, you're not gonna get rid of it, but you're gonna duplicate it. I don't know if that makes sense, but you don't want to duplicate it, you want to get rid of it. So instead of duplicating the layer to separate it, you just erase it. So hit Control D, that's erased, and in between his eyes, we're gonna just get that real dippity quick, and right click, mask selection, do that, and hit E, blah, blah, blah. And I think we deleted his nose, but he doesn't need no nose, right? So we're gonna zoom out, hit Control T, and we're going to make him a little bit bigger. I'm gonna rotate him in a way that this trashy thing doesn't look so trashy. So we don't want to stretch him too much because we want to make it look as good as possible. And now if we hit the OK thing, you can see we have everything in place, but this is open, so you can't really do anything about that. But if you hit Control T and go over to this like radar looking thing, you can pull down on the image like so and kind of compensate for that sloppy job. And bada bing, bada boom. Now, as you can see, these edges are pretty sharp. I should have feathered them. And since I can't feather them now, I'm just going to add an outer glow, increase the size of the glow, and change it to a white glow, and turn down the opacity just a bit, just a tad, if you will. And I'd add a stroke, but I don't think the stroke will really do anything or help. But you know, whatever, just toss it in there for good measure. And also we can use a curve on Mr. Krabs, or not Mr. Krabs, but the entire scene itself, which is just kind of, it's like a filter. So that is what I like, so I'm gonna do that. And now let's turn off Mr. Krabs for a second. And if you've seen the memes, the background is kind of blurred and it's kind of like radial. So we're gonna do that right now. And what I want to do at this point is I'm gonna, if you hit Control R, you can activate these rulers, and I'm gonna drag the rulers down and try to get the center of where Mr. Krabs is at. So he's right there. So the center of the radius is gonna be right there in the center. And it's going to just radially expand. So now we can turn off Mr. Krabs because now we know where the center of that is. So we're gonna go to filter, blur. We're going to do radial blur, and we are going to do 10. Okay. Ooh, that looks awesome. Okay, so let's change this because it's not there correctly. So we're just gonna see if we can get those settings back and move this downwards, and I think we got it right there pretty good. And I think the spin or the blur is kind of much, you know, because you can't really see what's going on. And so I'm gonna just turn it down to maybe a 6. Yeah, there you go. It's kind of disorienting, but we're going to let's do a 3. See if that, okay, we're getting there. Let's do a 4.5. Nope, not 45. 4.5 self. 4 point. Oh, you can't do point. Never mind. 4. There we go. And the caption's gonna be, when you got to present. Oh wait. I need to make the text a little bit bigger. I can't read what I'm typing. Okay, there we go. When you have to present, but you got a bugger. Alright, so we're going to select that. We're going to change it to the center one. We're changing the text because that is some trashy ass text. And we're gonna change it to something like relationship goal wise. So let's see how this looks like. Oh my god. No. Okay. Let's do one whole line. See how that looks. See if we add an extra space, so that way you can kind of read it better. Let's add third space. See if that, yes. Yes. And then, let's select all that. And I don't want to do bold. I guess we're done. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But that is, my friends, how we have fun with Photoshop. We got Mr. Krabs, the radial, the caption, and that is what's up, guys. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.